Now, good morning, everyone. It's day 3 on purpose. On purpose? Whose purpose is it? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's do what I need to do, which I do every day, is I just share this in a few different places. Delighted that we have just announced our new member of the month. And if you want to go and find out about that, go to our blog, my365.me/blog. Let me share this in a couple more places. Wendy has joined us, Joanne has joined us. Everyone is piling in. Let's see what numbers we have this morning of people joining us for this broadcast. So we've shared this on my public profile. We're now going to share this. Make sure you have a pen and paper to hand. The first thing I'm going to invite you to write down is write down these words: noble purpose. Write those words down. Noble purpose. Every day that we broadcast, we're going on a journey. You and me and a whole load of other people who I believe do have a noble purpose. People who really want to do something incredible. My goal is to inspire you. My goal is to give you new ways and different ways of looking at the world. I also believe this, that I actually believe in you probably more than you believe in yourself. So write that down, noble purpose. I know some of you have typed it down, but you might actually want to write this down. This is the journal of your life. And as many of you know, we believe that your future is unwritten and you have the power to change. Your future is unwritten and you have the power to change. But so many of us have power, but we don't do much with it. In fact, we suppress the real nature of who we are. I believe that you have been suppressed. I believe that you've been suppressed by many factors. Maybe your parents a little bit, maybe your school, maybe some of the institutions that you've been a part of, maybe even your employees are trying to suppress you and stop you from rising up. And I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, one of my favorite songs was Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd, because I didn't want to be a brick in someone else's wall. I wanted to build my own. And I believe that's what we all want to do, that you have unique talents and unique gifts. And how many of you know what they are? And if you do know what they are, just share them with us here right now. You know that you have some gifts that maybe you feel that you were put on this earth to give them. We talk about this being your purpose, not this. I mean, this is a plastic ball, but if you think of you as the letter I, and above you this is what you're here to do. And this is another word I'd like you to write down. It's the word crescendo. If you just write that word down, if you don't know how to spell it, which I didn't know how to spell, I asked Siri this morning. I'm not going to say it because if I do, I asked Siri to tell me how to spell the word crescendo. So I wrote it down. And crescendo is a musical term, and we're going to look at that in a minute. So how many of you know what your purpose on earth is? You know why you are here. You know that you have some gifts and talents that you're here to share with the world. Because if you don't, that's okay. And when we talk about a noble purpose, I think that many people think that to have a purpose means you have to be heroic, you know, like some sort of superhero. Maybe you look at me as a superhero. I don't know, that someone who wants to inspire the lives of 100 million people. I mean, that's big. That is a noble purpose, but a noble purpose could be to be the best mother, the best father, the best son, the best wife, the best doctor, the best teacher, to be the best, to be the most noble. I was talking to my parents last night, and I was saying to them that one of the things I want to do is I want to pass on what they have shared with me to you. And I would love you to pass that on, that we pass on, you know, maybe some parts of other people's purposes, but to be on purpose. I love that. On purpose. Did you do that on purpose? Yes, I did it on purpose because I know what my purpose is. And I think sometimes we maybe have our foot on top of our purpose because we don't actually realize it's right there. And you know, when you've ever held beach balls under the water and you try to keep them down, it's hard work. But then when you let it go, it comes all the way up. I actually believe for some of you, your purpose is right in front of you. And maybe you just don't realize that. Maybe it's just to be the best person that you can be. And we mentioned this yesterday about what is your ultimate concern? What is it that concerns you? Now, a lot of people are concerned about the news. A lot of people are concerned about things that have no control over. I'm asking you today to think about what's your ultimate concern that you have an effect on, that you have an impact on. Because when you look at the word me as opposed to my, M-I, versus me, me is the culture. Me. We're born into this world and we do become quite selfish. Me. It's all about me. The disengaged, and we have millions of people all over the world who are disengaged from everybody else. They used to be engaged because everyone used to work for somebody else and there was a hierarchy. That's the old world order. The new world order is, come on, let's come together. Let's make it about me. What can I do for you? How can I help you? How can I serve you? So you might even want to think, hey, Pete's asking me. And you might want to write this down. How can Pete Cohen help me? How can he serve me? See, Martin Luther King said this about, greatness is your ability to serve others. And that's what I want you to really start paying attention to. Start paying attention. Is everyone with me on this? To start paying attention to a noble purpose, to be noble. You can have a noble purpose just to be a great friend. And some of you say, I don't know what the meaning of my life is. If you don't know what it is, just be kind. Just be kind to other people. You see, when we look at a crescendo is something that builds up music. That's how our life should be. This is what Stephen Covey said, who wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that we build our life up. So people say, oh, you've done all great things in your life. I say, well, that's in my past. I'm getting better. I'm building up. My life I don't want my life to be like the opposite of a crescendo. And there is a word for that, but forgive me, I don't know what it is. When everything goes down, I want the volume to go up, I want the energy to go up. What about you? I mean, it's a challenge because we're fighting the laws of the fact that our body and our mind, well, they say our mind's age. I don't believe our mind's age. I don't ever want to retire. Retire, worked up and then just go down. I want to go up and up and up. And that's what I ask you to do so that your noble purpose, this grows every single day. The meaning that you have for life, it grows every single day. What will you put on this earth to do? What is it that only you, we talked about this yesterday, your soul, it's oxygen. What makes your soul breathe? What makes you come alive? What gives you greatest fulfillment? And I believe that one of the greatest things that you can do is to serve other people that are a part of this community. Because I challenge you, if you have any goals or dreams, lay them out. Tell people, this is what I want to do. I want to write a book. I want to be an inspirational speaker. I want to be this. I want to be that. Whatever it is, write it down. And as long as you don't sell your services to people, because it could get slightly out of control, but you could get completely out of control. But when you have a group of people that, how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I take what it is that you're doing and help you take it to a whole new level? So I hope this makes sense to you, the difference between the me, and that's the problem with the world at the moment. It's all about me. When you see people who have become famous overnight, it's all about me, rather than the MI, the my life that I want to share with you what I have. So here's the phone ringing. It's a calling for you. What are you being called to do? Are you being called to be a good mother, a good father? What is it that you and only you can do? Think about that. What is it that you and only you can do? You can only be a great wife or great mother or son to that person because it's only you. What else can only you do that no one else can do? I'm the only one who can inspire you in the way that I inspire you because there only is one of me. It's time for us to turn this whole thing on its head and look at this with a fresh pair of eyes. Congratulations to all of you. There's 123 people here. Yesterday was 136. A few people, dropping off because people start off in many cases with good intentions, but good intentions, you don't need good intentions. You need a big purpose, a great purpose, so that when you wake up every day, you want to fulfill that purpose. And the crescendo, no matter what, it keeps the volume, the intensity, and the energy, it keeps growing. Does this comprehend? Does this make sense? Yes, as Yvonne Taylor said there, your parents might have showed you the opposite of what to do, but then showing you the opposite, you've now realized and learned to appreciate what you do have. I believe that someone who has studied most of his life, human behavior and what makes us tick and what makes us successful, the most successful people, or should I use the word, the most nourished people, the most fulfilled people, realize it's about what they can give. Andrew Carnegie, who became one of the richest people in the world, accumulated all of this wealth, but his noble purpose was to give that money back. He built 2,500 libraries around the world. He wanted to give what he had created. I get up every morning and I learn and I teach and I grow, and then I want to share that with you. I want to share it with you so you feel more empowered. So right now, right at this moment in time, tell me, how do you feel about what I've just said? Does this resonate with you? And tell people, what do you feel your noble purpose is? What do you feel you were put on this earth to do? And everyone write it now and look at what other people are saying. Just, what were you put on this earth to do? Were you put on this earth to get drunk, to get, I don't know, high? Were you put on this earth to watch TV programs that just stimulate you or worry you or get you in an anxious state for a little while? What is it you will feel you were put on this earth to do? Tell me what you were. That's great. Look, you're feeling awesome. You're feeling inspired. Passion is required. What is it that you feel you were put on this earth to do? I can't read all of that. I can only read, maybe I can read it better here. Presumably you can have more than one purpose. Yes, that's many missions, but really you find that's a very good point. Many missions, one purpose. For most people, your purpose can change, but there's many missions to achieve your ultimate purpose. So look, to teach others to be the best I can be. Yeah, to be the best that you can be, Verity, that inspires other people. Since I was 7 years old, I've looked after my mother and everyone that comes into my life. That's great. But what about now? To be me and to overflow into the life of others. So I take the time to read what other people, and so that's curious. What's your point? What's your purpose in life? You know, one of the questions, I think it's to be the best coach I can be. You don't want to think, you've got to develop that sense of knowing. I always thought my job was my calling. I would take the time to go over this and read what other people's purposes are, because it's like when you meet someone, what's the most common question you ask people? You know, what do you do? As opposed to, what are you passionate about? What's your purpose? I mean, imagine going up to someone and saying, what's your purpose? What? Do you not think that should be the norm? What's your purpose? Mine? Inspire people to be better than their best every single day. What's yours? And this is what I want you to start thinking about, being able to describe your purpose in around 8 words. That you could tell people when you meet My 365, they say, what's your purpose? What's your purpose? What's your purpose? Then the next question when they tell you is, how can I help you with that? How can I help you with that? How can I support you with that? Can you imagine if that becomes the norm? Well, one of the things you could do, Fiona, is to be kind to people. Do things which stimulate your senses. Go outside, let nature support you. What's my purpose? What's my purpose? Wouldn't this be amazing? If you ask the question, I dare you today. Go and ask, who's up for a challenge? Yes or no? That's very good. I like that. How many of you are up for a challenge? Go up to 5 people today. I dare you, even if you want to take it to another level, go to 5 people you know and ask them at another level. Ask 5 complete strangers. What's your purpose? Imagine what they're going to say. What do you mean? What's your purpose in life? I don't know. But imagine if you did go up to someone, what's your purpose? Like a Michelle Buchanan or a Marty Malone or a Pip Chapman or a Tina Patel or a Wendy Hutton. And you are, what's your purpose? And they tell you what their purpose is. To the point where a Desi Willoughby or Kim or Jolene, they tell you what their purpose, and you remember it. This should be the norm, not what do you do for a living. Do you think you were put on this earth to do something for a living, to do a job and then retire? Or do you think there's more to your life than this? Take some time to think about this. What's your noble purpose. Maybe get it down to about 8 words, or not even maybe, get it down. It might take a bit of time. It can be more than 8 words, but somewhere around that. And then go and ask a few people, what's your purpose? What's your purpose? What's your purpose? What's your purpose? And see what happens. Let's see if we can create a revolution and people will tell you that it becomes the norm. Like, what's your job? What's your purpose? Let's live our life on purpose. And for some of you, it might be a very small passion at the moment or purpose, but let's make it bigger. Let's build this like a crescendo and get it bigger every single day. What have you done today to make your purpose bigger? I know this is challenging, this is deep work, but it is probably the most important work we'll ever do in our entire lives. Thank you very much for being here, guys. I'd love to know from what I've just shared with you this morning, what has been your biggest learning, and what are you going to take away from what I've said? You know, with My 365 Elite, we're going to be changing things in a few weeks. I'm calling on any of you that really want to bring your noble purpose to life, those of you that want to live a heroic life, those of you that want to surround yourself with people who really do want to connect and build and take things to a whole new level. You're going to have an opportunity to take this whole thing to a whole new level. My goal is simple: to walk into a room full of extremely powerful people who know what they were put on this earth to do, are committed to doing it, and getting supported by like-minded people. If you are that person, just watch out for what it is that we're going to be sharing with you in a couple of weeks' time. We've taken this to a level, and now we're ready to take this to a whole new level as we adapt and we improve. I've been doing this for 2 years now, showing up every day at 7 a.m., and I'm ready to take this to a new level. Are you ready to come with me and some other people and make this world so much more incredible than it already is? Have an amazing day, and I wish you well. And thank you very much for tuning in this morning. We really appreciate it. Let's just say goodbye on Instagram. And let's just do a very quick 20 seconds on here. Why not? Oh, no, that's the wrong way. Don't want to do that. Back. There we go. So it's day 3. Thank you very much for everyone that tuned in today. I really appreciate it. Day three on living your life on purpose. We've been looking today at having a noble purpose. It's not about always being heroic, being the best mum, being the best dad, being the best person you can be. That's a great life. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. All the best. Much love to all. To one.